The kind of planning that we learn in school teaches us to predict the future.
Entrepreneurs know that it's impossible to do that. You have to create the future you want. We'll talk about how to do that today.
Tips to be your best with the Professor and Mary-Lynn for your big success.
Hi, I'm George Kruger, aka the Professor.
That's right, he's the Professor, and I'm Mary-Lynn. And thank you for joining us today.
We appreciate it.
What we're going to do is, since he's the Professor, we're going to start with a short quiz. 12 months from now,
where will the economy be? Will it be better? Will it be worse? Will it be about the same?
So A, B, or C? Am I supposed to answer that?
Sure. Can you answer that? It's hard, isn't it?
I don't know.
But now here's another question. Where will interest rates be? Will they be higher? Will they be lower? Or will they be the same?
Probably higher, but you never know because...
That's the whole point, right? This is kind of showing us the problem with planning, that it requires you to predict the future.
Well, okay, but those are hard, Mr. Professor. What's wrong with planning? I mean, you have to plan, otherwise everything comes at you at once.
Well, as I said, it's about predicting the future. That's what we're taught. You got to predict the future, and the world changes too fast these days in many cases to be able to do that. So you can't predict the future. Just stop trying. To avoid it, you just got to think like an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs know you don't predict the future, you create it.
So how do you, okay, we've just talked about how you can't really predict the future.
Yes.
And then we're not supposed to plan, so what are we supposed to do?
Well, it's easiest probably to look at the two ways we can go about planning, right? There's the traditional way, and then there's the entrepreneurial way. And both of these still work. You need to figure out, okay, which environment am I in? And then I use the appropriate tool. We've got a little one sheet here that kind of shows this. So traditional planning tells us that we create a goal. We set our goal, and then we gather the resources necessary to meet that goal, and then we take actions to execute upon that goal. All right? So that's the way that we're taught to plan in school.
Okay.
And if you're in a very predictable environment, if you're very established, if the world's not changing too fast, that probably works just fine. But entrepreneurs know that, the world today changes very rapidly. And a lot of times we can't predict the future. So how do they go about their planning? Well, they use a different method. Entrepreneurs start with their resources. What resources do I have available? And then from that, they take action, and as they do those actions, they start to discover the goal. So it's a very 180-degree version of what we do. The key question is, what can I do with the resources I already have?
All right. That's interesting. And love your visuals, Professor.
Well, thank you.
So can we maybe look at a couple of examples so that we can apply this to our lives?
So let's think about, let's say, Mary-Lynn and I are partners in life and business.
We're married.
Let's say that, oh crap.
You forgot to wear your wedding ring? Are you kidding me?
I did.
Go figure.
Well, anyway.
All right. Anyway.
Busted.
I know.
Jeez, usually it's the other way around. I must confess. Anyway, back to the example. So we're a married couple. Let's just say that we notice that month after month after month, we're running out of money before we run out of month, right? We don't have enough money to make it to the end of the month.
When that happens.
And so we decide we're going to think like an entrepreneur, because, this whole thing about trying to predict the future and figure out how much could I save. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, what can I do with the resources I already have? Well, one thing is, let's just say I eat lunch every day out.
Okay.
So we talk about it, and I say, you know what? I could probably just take my lunch one day a week.
That is such a simple example. People use that all the time.
They do, but let's run with me here.
Okay, all right.
So the point is, how much might you save in a week if out of 5 days, on 4 of them, I'm going to go ahead and go out to lunch.
Yeah.
But then on the other one, I bring my lunch. I might save $10 a week, right?
Yeah.
So times 4 weeks in a month, there's a little bit more than 4, but 4 weeks in a month, that means I would save $40. Now let's just say that we think about this, we say, there's this small little debt we have over here. And if I take that $40 and apply it to the amount I'm already paying on that debt, I'd have $60 instead of $20 going to that debt. And in no time at all, I could pay off that debt. Now I have $60 available to me. So what entrepreneurs know is by starting with the resources they already have and making these changes and then just taking action, trying things, the good things are going to happen. In some cases, it won't work out, but in many cases, it's going to work out. Now we got $60 to apply to another debt. We get that paid off. Maybe that was $100. Now we got $160 to apply to another debt. Before long, we're debt free and we've got a large amount of extra cash at the end of every month.
All right. So to summarize, stop predicting and start creating your future by using what you already have.
Absolutely right.
All right.
And we've got a book that helps you with that. If you want to get it, it's free. It's called Back to School for Adults: How to Profit from Lifelong Learning. It talks about the things we talked about today as well as a whole lot more.
And you'll find the link to it with the description of this video. We thank you so much for watching today. And until next time,
here's to your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.